Hi everyone, I'm David Wojcik and this is MBOT TV. Stories we covered this week: Minister of Finance Vic Fedeli presents his 2019 budget for the people. RBC chief economist gives positive news about the economy. A Mississauga-based company breaks the glass ceiling in the aerospace industry. Prepare for a gastronomic extravaganza at Square One, and I found an amazing getaway to prepare for the golf season. Welcome to MBOT TV, a weekly recap of what happened in business at the Mississauga Board of Trade and around the city of Mississauga. Let's dive in. First up, our series on the corporate execution gap. Here's Fred Pitsadny from Focus Management with our Guru Gap tip of the week on setting success metrics and how they affect your execution strategy.
Thanks, David. If you can't measure it, forget it is an often heard phrase that is very applicable to the strategy execution world. Success metrics provide the markers on the gauges of your strategic execution dashboard. While strategic focus areas provide direction for your efforts, strategic success metrics are indicators of your progress and ultimately achievement. And they provide feedback on how well your initiatives are being deployed. For example, if one of your strategic focus areas is product innovation, a trailing indicator of success might be percentage of total sales represented by new products. This is a trailing indicator because it measures after-the-fact results. A leading indicator of success might sound like number of new product ideas generated per month, or the percentage of new product ideas that have been successfully passed through preliminary screening. Leading indicators are needed to provide early warning signals to avoid being caught short of reaching your strategic output or end state goals. They allow you to forecast your success at executing your strategic plans. Make it happen. Back to you, David.
Thanks, Fred. RBC Chief Economist Robert Hogue addressed members and guests of the Mississauga Board of Trade and revealed some very interesting economic trends. Mr. Hogue suggested that although it appears we are at the top of a current economic cycle, very few indicators show we are on the precipice of a recession.
From a macroeconomic policy, this is where we want to be, but at the same time, it's not worry-free. And when you're at the top, a lot of people think, well, the next step is down. Our view really is not, we're not necessarily, the next step doesn't have to be necessarily down. We can stay at the top for a little bit longer.
Mr. Hogue also commented on the dangers of prolonged and baseless deficits.
The reason why we are hoping to see some significant reduction in the deficit is that from a macroeconomic policy, it is a very unusual time to run huge deficit when you are at the top of the economic cycle. Now, what we're end up at this stage is that you're at the top of the economic cycle. The economy does not really need either any kind of stimulus or not that much at this stage. You need, at a minimum, to have a balanced budget, if not starting to run a little bit of surpluses to get your debt, the weight of your debt down relative to the size of your economy, to prepare for the next downturn.
MHI Canada announced the appointment of Janet Wardle as president and CEO. Ms. Wardle is a 25-year veteran in the aerospace industry and for the past year has been vice president and general manager at MHI. MHI Canada is owned by Japanese global giant Mitsubishi Heavy Industries. Ms. Wardle is the first female to be appointed president of any MHI company globally. Former president and CEO Mike McCarthy will remain as chairman of the board and will focus on strategic alliances and government relations. Prepare your taste buds to explode. Square One recently launched the Food District, a gastronomic phenom in the heart of Mississauga. MBOT TV was at the launch and caught up with General Manager Greg Taylor, who explained the concept.
We had this challenge in front of us. How do we animate this space? How do we create a new experience for our Square One guests that they haven't experienced before? and we knew it had to be something food related. And so we traveled overseas. We traveled in North America, Chelsea Market in New York, to Pike Place Market in Seattle, and came up with this really great hybrid of a food hall and food market to create the experience here. That's called Food District.
Hi everybody, I'm Patrick McMurray, otherwise known as Shucker Patty. I am world champion, Guinness Book of World Records oyster shucker, 39 oysters a minute, 1,114 oysters in an hour.
What I see that's impressive is community, and a community that's really towards healthy eating and good food. And I look around and I see people passionate about what they're eating, passionate about what they're making, and that's what I love to see.
We brought it to market with 23 first-to-market curated vendors, 3 restaurants, La Carnita, Blackjack Barbecue, soon Medici, Neapolitan Pizza. So really great and fun venture.
If you're looking for a pre-season golf getaway, Saddlebrook should be at the top of your list. I recently visited the 400 acres of golf and tennis heaven and was totally impressed with the facilities. The staff was super friendly and courteous, the wildlife was spectacular, and dining at Dempsey's Steakhouse, which is on the property, was nothing short of amazing. Top it off with the largest freshwater pool in Florida, and you have a vacation made for royalty. There's also a quiet pool and patio if you need some solitude. Check them out at www.saddlebrook.com. Still to come is our political update with Brad Butt, who reports on the 2019 Ontario Budget for the People, and our upcoming events listing with Stephanie Giorgio. But first, are you looking for ways to save money on your employee benefits? The Chamber Plan can help.
The Chamber's plan now offers employee benefit programs with greater selection, higher coverage levels, and more value than ever before. Take another look and see why we're the choice of more small businesses than any other plan in Canada. The Chamber's plan. It's for your benefit.
The 2019 edition of MBOT's annual magazine and directory is in the works. This directory is an excellent way for you to gain recognition for your business. For more information, call 905-273-6151, press 0, and speak to your membership services manager today. Now for our political update, here's our Vice President of Government and Stakeholder Relations, Brad Butt. Brad?
Well, thanks, David. Last Thursday, Ontario Finance Minister Victor Fedeli tabled the Ford government's first budget at Queen's Park that David and I were invited to attend. The budget focused on investments in transit and transportation, announced the new child care tax credit, free dental care for low-income seniors, proposed auto insurance changes, investing in skills development and infrastructure, and continuing its focus on jobs and making Ontario open for business.
First, we are restoring accountability and trust by introducing a credible, sustainable, and fully costed plan that will return the province to fiscal balance. In fact, our plan is projected to generate savings and cost avoidance of about 8 cents for every dollar spent. Second, we are protecting what matters most by adopting bold new ways to deliver world-class services such as health care and education while supporting our frontline workers. Third, we are putting people first by making life more affordable and convenient with our new child care tax credit, flexible auto insurance plan, expanded rapid transit system, and a reduced estate administration tax. And fourth, we are making Ontario open for business and open for jobs, lowering business costs and making it easier for employers to hire workers and for workers to find a job. Our government stands firmly on the side of hard-working taxpayers. That's why Budget 2019 contains no new tax increases. Not one.
While there are no new taxes or tax increases in the budget, there are signals about reducing the costs of government and streamlining programs and services to save the government money as it tries to balance the budget in the next 5 years. Mississauga-Streetsville MPP Nina Tangri commented on the budget from Queen's Park.
Well, as you can see, it's putting the people first. The people of Ontario who voted us in to make sure that we were fiscally responsible, that we respected their tax dollars, but also make sure that we invest in those important social programs that mean so much to us. I think a lot of the healthcare, what with the money we're putting into healthcare to make sure that everybody is well looked after on the front lines. And that's what people really wanted to see, investment in the front lines. Also with the childcare, we wanted to make sure that parents of low income were able to go back to work should they choose to, and to allow them to have some tax credits to put their children into childcare. There were many great things, the infrastructure projects, the transit projects that we're putting through. The LRT is confirmed on the Highway 10. We're going to make sure that is built now. And just our whole transit system throughout Toronto with the Ontario line, which is now going to go to Ontario Place with the great revitalization we're going to put in there. I'm really excited about that. So there's many great investments that we're putting in, but we're also doing it in a very responsible manner, which I think is really important.
Minister Fedeli will speak to the Mississauga Board of Trade on April 18th about his budget. Meanwhile, locally, the animated discussions about the future of regional governments in Peel have ratcheted up, including Mississauga holding a town hall meeting last week to hear from residents and the business community. I addressed council at the town hall on behalf of MBOT.
It was of particular interest in the most recent staff report that the City of Mississauga cross-subsidizes Brampton and Caledon to the tune of $85 million per year. That is not sustainable, and it places an unfair burden on business taxpayers in Mississauga.
At the Region of Peel Council meeting last week, councillors voted that the Region of Peel, along with Brampton, Caledon, and Mississauga, work together to draft a terms of reference for a new study that will look at the full financial picture of what it would mean to dissolve the Region of Peel, amalgamate the three municipalities, or keep the region as it currently exists. The two-person review panel is meeting in Brampton on May 8th to hear from interested parties before they make recommendations to the provincial government on regional government. On April 24th, you have an opportunity to meet and chat with our political representatives at all orders of government at our annual politicians reception. Back to you, David.
Thanks, Brad. With a listing of our upcoming events, here's our events manager, Stephanie Giorgio. Stephanie.
Thanks, David. And here's what's coming up at your Mississauga Board of Trade. On April 18th, we welcome Minister Victor Fedeli. Join us for a luncheon at the Mississauga Convention Centre, where the Ontario Minister of Finance will deliver remarks following the 2019 Ontario budget. On April 24th, join us at Sea Banquets for a unique opportunity in bringing together key political, business, and community leaders in Mississauga to meet, network, share ideas and information in a relaxed and social setting, and to express our appreciation to those that represent us in the political office. On April 25th, join us at the 4 Points by Sheridan for a professional development series. Join us for an educational session on customer retention. Hear 4 keynote speakers present on how to retain your clients, increase the lifeline of your client, and form relationships. And save the date for our annual Golf Classic, 9, Dine, and Network. On June 24th, we tee off at Lionhead Golf for 9 holes of fun. Whether you're a golfer or not, this event has something for you. Can't make golf? No problem. Join us for dinner, big prizes, and our legendary silent auction. Grand prize of a big screen TV and a live auction for 2 airline tickets. Back to you, David.
Thanks, Stephanie. If you have any questions about how to make a nomination for our Awards of Excellence, register for an event, increase awareness for your business, or have your company featured on MBOT TV, contact your membership services manager by calling 905-273-6151, press 0 and get connected. Details about these stories and events are available at www.mbot.com. Until next week, this is David Wojcik, wishing you continued success in your business.